Hey guys, enter the stars and welcome to tonight's broadcast. And this is going to be a power packed show, you guys. So, anyone who can be on board tonight will be glad to have you. We're going to talk about many topics tonight. I've got many tabs pulled up to discuss tonight, you guys. It is going to be a good show tonight. I'm starting to like Sunday nights again. We're going to try to get back in the rhythm of doing this on Sunday nights, God willing. First, I want to offer some words of encouragement, you guys. These are crazy times that we're living in. And this is all about coming out of the beast. It's all about recognizing the beast and then slaying the beast system of control. Okay. It starts with you. It starts with each and every one of us, you guys. One at a time, one motion, one act, kindness, love, but also pulling away from this current system and the way things are run because something is not working, you guys. Something is not working. And we know it at the core of us. We know deep down inside that this is not working for us. People are stressed out. They have anxiety. Something like 60% of Americans are on some kind of medication, whether it be a health issue or a mental issue. They've got many of us on the welfare rolls, unemployment rolls. And this has to stop, you guys. We got to find a different way to live. And our Creator has shown us the keys to live in this system, to live in this place, in this reality, in this dimension, in a different way, closer to the original plan. So I'm glad all of you guys could come on tonight. I want to give silent prayers out to all of you who are going through things in your life, whether it be illness, whether it be a breakup. You guys, God is the only one who'll never let you down. He is the only one. He'll always be there for you when everyone else has forsaken you. So keep your chin up. Find a way to find the stillness with your Creator. If you're still enough, He will reach out to you. He will be there for you. Okay? He will be there for you, you guys. Sorry for all the changes in times. I was trying to find a better time to come on. I was going to come on later, then I was going to come on earlier because you guys know me. I fall asleep after like 7, 8 o'clock. So I figured it would be a good opportunity to get on here as soon as possible, but I had some things going on today. So here we are. So we'll let a few more people come in, you guys, and then I'm going to hop to it. I'm going to get down on it. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Now, if you hear any music in the background, I just got this little soundtrack playing, helps me kind of focus, gets me in my rhythm, and that's how we're going to do it from now on. Hopefully you guys don't necessarily see it, though. I'm going to start this broadcast out with a very interesting video that was sent to me by T. Kerr, who is a very loyal and long-standing subscriber on this channel. And she sent this to me, and this is interesting, you guys, because we are in the age of the hologram. I'm going to pause this a couple times to avoid copyright. I believe that if I pause it without, letting it play all the way through, we can get by the copyrights. I want you to watch this, and I want you to watch it closely. This should trouble every single person watching this broadcast. Now, the sound is not important, and we're going to leave this sound off. But I want you to watch it. Watch this. This patterns and synchronicities regarding the hexagon. We're going to get into that right now. I just wanted to show you that video. Now, let's take a look here. Now, we've been talking about a lot about the number 69, you guys. But I'm going to show you this. This is the end of the world as we know it. This is a song by REM, which means rapid eye movement. And remember all of the work that we've done on the eye, the inner eye being like the map of our universe and of our earth. Okay. For those of you that are new tonight listening in, I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Look at my inner eye videos. I think I have a few playlists on my channel talk about this inner eye. The flat earth is not so flat is the name of the playlist. But look at this song, you guys. This is crazy. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. Again, this is REM. This is a group from the 80s. Okay. Look at this. This album recorded in 1987. Okay. Now, this, for those of you that don't know, this was the halfway year to 9/11. Okay. It was the exact halfway point from after the World Trade Center opened in 1973. It was the halfway point to when it was destroyed in 2001, 1987, the halfway point to 9/11. So why are we even bringing this up? Because look at this. The length of this album was 407, and Building 7 at the World Trade Center opened in this year, 1987, at the halfway point. So why is that important? Well, how did they know that that was the halfway point? Why did Building 7 open at the exact halfway point? Did they know what was going to happen in another 14 years? Of course they did. This is my birthday, 3/29, March 29th. It is the 88th day of the year. This song was re-released in 1988, okay? In case people were wondering or, doubtful about this. But here's where it gets even more spooky. In looking at this song, The End of the World as We Know It, we can dovetail this to the Ghostbusters 2 movie, in which the woman says, the world will end on Valentine's Day, 2016. Now, she made this prediction back in 1989. The end of the world as we know it. Not the literal end of the world, but the end of the world as we know it. So tonight, we're going to examine what that might mean, okay? Obviously, we've already passed Valentine's Day, but I'm going to show you something bizarre. Now, I want you to look at the release date of this record, 11/16, and that's 9/11 backwards and upside down. But watch this. Michael Stipe, the lead singer for REM, was born on 1/4. That's a 14. And of course, 14 years was the halfway point to 9/11. The synchronicities go on because when you look at November 16th, which is the date that this single released, it has 45 days remaining in the year. Now watch this, you guys. The anti-date, in other words, the 45th day of the year, is in fact Valentine's Day. And this is the end of the world as we know it. November 16th, the mirror date is Valentine's Day. So do you think that this is not related to the Ghostbusters 2 statement about the end of the world on Valentine's Day? I think not. I think not, you guys. Now, look at this. In leap years, this November 16th date is the 3/21st day of the year. 3, 2, 1, countdown. Now, watch this. This is going to blow you away. I went on here and I typed in, where is it at here? Where are you? Let's see, here it is. This November 16th date. And look at this, you guys. This is the countdown to November 16th, 2016. We have 268 days remaining. But watch this. Look at this. It says getting out. Now, why is that? What does this mean? Who put this here? I don't know. But watch this. I'm going to back this out. I'm going to change the date. Instead of November 16th for the countdown, watch this. Something weird is going on. I'm going to put November 20th. We're going to do the countdown for November 20th and see if that same message comes up. And look at this. No, there is no message that comes up. It just says countdown timer. Now watch this. Let's type in again November 16th. And the message tells us getting out. What in the heck is going on here, you guys? Let's go down here and pull this up again. I'll be in the chat in a minute, you guys. I'm just going to get through part of this. What does this mean? And why does it only appear on this day? November 16th, the countdown to this date. Why is it only appearing on this day? That is the question. I don't know. Maybe there's a logical explanation for it. I don't know. But I thought I would call this out and bring it up, you guys. So what else? Well, on the B side of this album, The Last Date. Now, this, I think, is it's just instrumental. I didn't really see any lyrics to anything I could pull up for this B-side song. But this is very interesting, you guys. And then Michael Stipe fitting into the halfway point to 9/11 story here. Born on 1/4, the 14th year, 1987. Okay, let's close this. What else do we have here? So what did I do? I took the dates from 9/11, and I wanted to see how many days there were between 9/11, 2001 to Valentine's Day this year. And here is your 69. Again, you guys. 14 years, 5 months, 3 days. Here's your 69. We keep telling you guys, it is the year of 69. It is the year of 69. Now, what makes this the year of 69? Well, in leap years, these dates that I have outlined here, they jump up a day, and then the days remaining provides like this mirror date that has the 6 and the 9 opposite each other. And it happens in every single occurrence. Look at this. How many dates are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But look at this. Which months do not have a 6 and 9 in them? It would be the 5th month and the 8th month. 58. That's why we have 58 in this year as well. So now we've identified the 69s and the 58. So what's going on with the 58s? Well, it's the 58th election year. Let's pull that up. Did I have that pulled up somewhere? I believe so. We have the 58th election year. Where is that at? Here it is. It's a 58th presidential election right here. Okay. Occurs on November 8th. And here it is here. The 58th quadrennial U.S. presidential election. Okay. We also had the 58th Grammys that just occurred, right? The 58th Grammys. And guess what else? We had 58 million. Let's pull that up here. Let's see here. 58 million abortions since Roe versus Wade. We also had Michael Jackson that was born in 1958. He would have been 58 years old this year. Now you know what the 58s mean. 58s are the 2 missing digits. Let's pull this up. It's the 2 missing months of the 69s. See, 69s occur in all these other months except for the 5th month and the 8th month. Remember, the base of the World Trade Center tower, the One World Freedom Tower, is 185 feet. It's a 58 as well. They're rebuilding their church. They're rebuilding their church on their rock. Their church on their rock. Now, all this blood spilled here. This will be the reckoning of the United States of America. We are at the forefront of this. of abortion and treading the way for liberalism that allows this to happen. And all of these souls I think about each and every day. I don't know why, but I do. There's nothing I can do about it except what I do now. Draw attention to it. What else is going on with the 58s this year? 58 Minutes was a thriller novel that was the basis for Die Hard 2. Now, this came out in 1987. This again is the halfway point to 9/11. Look at this. Doesn't this look like the flight that hit the Pentagon with the posts that kind of gave it away because none of the posts were knocked over? Okay, this almost looks like a bomb, just like that hit the Pentagon we were talking about, right? So I thought this was interesting. The film came out a couple years later in 1990, but what else do we have? This is the number 58, okay? And I just told you about all of the 58 synchronicities. Now watch this. 58 is the sum of the first 7 prime numbers, okay? The sum of the first 7 prime numbers. Now watch this. Let's close this up. And first 7 prime numbers. Where were we going with that? Oh, here it is right here. Okay. Look at this. The 58th day is the 307 days remaining. Remember, 58 is the sum of the first 7 prime numbers. Now watch this. When you type out 158, you get another 7 in the days remaining, 207. Are you starting to see what's going on here? Let's put in the 258th day of the year. What do we get with that? September 15th with, I believe this is 307 or 37 days remaining. Let's see here. So there's a 7 pattern. So what this is telling us is that they took our calendar and they're basing it. They created a calendar specifically to basically mirror these numbers, okay? To basically showcase these numbers that are so important to them, okay? So I wanted to, that's a little bit more advanced in thinking, but I wanted to definitely document that. Now, this is the game Hexagon. And look at this, you guys. Hexagon. This has 58 hexagons in this honeycomb matrix. 58. They leave 3 out. This has 58. And I looked this up. The game Hexagon has 58. So what is the hexagon? This is the cube of Saturn, you guys. Minus the, and there's 3 voids here. This is their holy trinity. Okay, the 3 holy trinities of darkness. Remember, for everything good, there is a dark and evil counterpart. Okay. So I thought this was interesting as well. I wanted to show you guys this. The game Hexagon, which has 58. Okay, let's go through here. So what's going on with the number 58? Now, this is some numerology. I'm not going to say that all of this is entirely accurate in this article, but the reason why I wanted to pull this up, you guys, is because they're saying that the 5s and the 8s are Mercury and Saturn. And I just showed you the cube, the hexagon of 58 in that hexagon game, right? Well, look at this. Mercury and Saturn is the 58. What is Mercury? Mercury is all that has to do with money, trade, commerce. The root word merc is like for merchandise, mercantilism, marketing. All of those words come from that. So it's like sales, marketing, money, okay? Mercury, the god of money. Saturn, of course, this is like sin. This is Satan. This is all that is bad. Is ruling this reality. Sin, the sine wave, chronos, time, right? So this is not good. This is a year of 69s and 58s, you guys. Now, we're also going to cover the number 54. Now, I think it's interesting because my name, Enter the Stars, has the number 54 in it. As I've told you guys, I didn't plan this. This is something that I saw the way that stars was spelled in another channel, and I decided to use that same channel, that same spelling in my name. Okay. And so basically, I ended up using that. So here you see the 5T4RZ. That's 5-4. So then I thought, okay, since we're talking about synchronicity, this is what we do on this channel. I was like, okay, maybe there's some synchronicity going back in retrospect. Okay. Maybe there's some synchronicity going back in retrospect. So I decided to look into the number 54. All right. This is crazy. Very crazy here. So we have here Studio 54. Now, remember that Michael Jackson documentary that I was telling you guys about that just came out this year, which was basically honoring him being 58. They never say it, but that is the gist of it. In that documentary, they talk about Michael Jackson always seeing everything. He saw everything, and they just drilled this in over and over in the documentary. And I was like, are you serious? Like, really? Like the all-seeing eye? It's like, come on. Anyway, in that documentary, Michael Jackson says that I guess there were some years as a young adult where he frequented Studio 54. Okay. So I wanted to bring this up. I was like, okay, what's going on with this? What does the 54 mean other than being in my name? And so I started looking at the numbers and the synchronicities of this and what it might mean, you guys. Of course, Studio 54, the address is at 254 West 54th Street. Now they'll tell you that this is because it was this is why they named it, but it goes deeper than that, you guys. Okay, it goes deeper. This was around for 9 years. Okay, and let's see here. When you take the alphanumerics of the numbers 5 and 4, that is E, D, and then you have Z in my name, which is the 26th letter of the alphabet. So you have E, D, and then 26. So I thought that was kind of interesting as well. Now, when you take 26, or when you take 29 times 2, you get 58. 29 times 2 is 58. So we have a 26 and a 29. So what else do we see here, you guys? Let's close this up. And let's see here. I'll go back in the chat and check on you guys real quick, and then we'll kind of continue on. Have not done that yet. Let's take a look here. Then we'll continue on. Where are you? Here you go. Here you are. Right on, you guys. I'm going to answer some questions right now while we got you guys in here. And we'll get back to the 54 because there's more to this than what we just talked about. Trump is a distraction to all of you. Yeah, Trump is a distraction. I agree 100% with you guys that Trump is definitely a distraction for us. And they do this. What the elite do is that they present these distractions to us so that we will be focused on these things. 69. Trump is 69. Okay. Hillary will be 69 when she assumes the presidency. We talked about how Donald Trump's birthday is on one of these 69 days this year. I believe it's this 7/14 date, 196th day of the year with 169 remaining. I did want to note here, a subscriber sent this to me saying, so the November 16th date, anti-date is Valentine's Day. We just covered that earlier in this broadcast, that they are opposites of one another. So the end of the world as we know it could mean alien disclosure, but it could also mean, you guys, the end of the world as we know it being round, like maybe the disclosure of Earth being a different shape than we were originally told. Maybe someone's going to come forward with some striking evidence about the truth, about the reality. The Bible does say knowledge will increase in the last days, and the enemy knows that it will increase. And believe me, he probably is anticipating which knowledge will be increasing, and it will not be able to be stopped because it's Bible prophecy. So we are probably going to be part of that. And I believe we are. Each and every day we come on this channel, you guys, we are part of that increase in knowledge. And that just humbles me. It makes me so proud to be working for the Most High. Okay. That's why we stay focused on this channel, because we want to be part of the end times. So this subscriber noticed the synchronicity, and it was pretty incredible. And then I took this, and then that's what we use tonight. And again, it ties back into Ghostbusters 2, the end of the world as we know it, Valentine's Day. And I got some more calculations that I'm going to hop to right now. Let's see here. I want to actually go back in the chat here for a minute, you guys. Just looking here, make sure you guys are all good. Let's see here. You guys, the knowledge alone that we've discovered about the calendars and the inner eye is just amazing. It's amazing stuff, you guys. I believe that, yes, the aliens are demons. Definitely. All right, you guys, let's keep going with this. We were talking about the 54s and the inner of the stars name, what that all could mean. And somebody sent me this, Michael Gray, actually. This was from Saturday Night Live. And in here, he's holding up this giant, he's in a giant 5 suit. And then you see he's holding up a 4.0. Okay. Then he gives it to the comedian here. So it's a 5-4 again, right? Now, why are they showing us this? Here it is. Here's a good image of it here. 5-4. Why are they showing us this? Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. What does 54 really mean? Okay. Again, we discovered that 58 times 2 is 116. 58 times 2 is 116. And that again fits back into 116, 1116. Okay. Now watch this. For those of you that are still skeptics about how these numbers work. Okay. Let's close this. Let's close that. So I looked at the number of days between 9/11 and February. Okay. That's 5269. But I also looked at the full life of the World Trade Center from the time it opened on 4/4/1973. Okay. This is a few days after I was born, to 9/11/2001. And of course, there were 28 years. Remember, halfway point was 1987. But what I did is I took this number, 10,387 days. I divided it by 2, okay, to find the exact halfway point. Then I projected that number, which is 5,193, forward from 9/11 to see where that put us, right? Because I wanted to see, okay, are there these 14-year increments that they're using? And I wanted to find out after 9/11, 14 years, where did that drop us? And here it is here, you guys. November 30th, 2015. What happened in the month of November 2015? Anyone? We had Friday the 13th of November. We had the Paris attacks, right? That was their 9/11. 11/3, 11/13. All the same digits. All the same digits. So we had a 9/11 event at another 14-year increment, very close to the exact day with all the same digits, which was in Paris, you guys. And you can't make this stuff up. You simply can't. This is our reality, okay? And why are they doing this? Why are they arranging these dates like this? Why are they sacrificing things? Why are there 58 million dead children, unborn children? Okay, because our entire reality is based off sacrifice. And we're perishing because of the choices that we make because we've been deceived by the beast. But once your eyes are open and you stop making the choices that cause your own destruction, because for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. And so if you stop doing it, then you will not perish. You'll live a long life. Okay. Now, this is Bruno Mars. Okay. And the reason why I have him pulled up is because Bruno Mars was born on October 8th. Now, in the Roman calendar, he was born on the 8th month. October's 8th month in the Roman calendar. That's why it starts with OCT, oct, which means 8. And October 8th, that's 88. Now, watch this. In leap years, he was born on the 282nd day of the year. Do you see the 28 in there as a mirror? 28 forward and 28 backwards, but it's also 2 8s, which is 88 again. Okay. Now, how do they do this? How do they make this all happen? Well, I believe that some are born into, like it says we're born into sin, right? Oh, by the way, he was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, which is HH, another 88. So this guy has 88s all over his life. Okay. So I believe we're born into this reality, and then we have a choice. Okay. How is our fruit? How are we going to manifest our life? We're going to go to the light side or the dark side. We're going to sell out for merchandise and Mercury, which has an 88-day cycle around the sun, by the way. Are we going to sell out for that? Or are we going to follow the true God, okay? The God of this earth and his son, okay? Are we going to be able to find the truth? Our whole life is realizing who our creator is, realizing that all of this lifestyle leads to destruction, okay? Heartache, pain, loss of salvation, unhappiness, and so on and so forth, okay? That's what's going on with that. Let's see here. So we covered this, the 58th. So this is election day, November 8th. And look at this. So in leap years, this number goes to 313, this which is 313, and there's your 13 in a mirror. 1313, that's MM. Okay. We are in a leap year. Make no mistake. November 8th, 11/8, that's 88. Now I was looking at the year 2000. We're switching gears a little bit here, you guys. We're looking at the Hebrew year 5769. But first, I'm going to come in here, make sure you guys are good to go. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it's getting loud in my ear. Let's go in the chat here, see what's going on with you guys. And sorry for all the numbers, you guys, but this is so important. It makes up our matrix. And once you understand this stuff, once you start to understand it, then you start to get it. And then we can move forward and understand what is going on. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to look in the chat, make sure you guys are rolling. Got about another 20 minutes left in this broadcast, and then we'll shut it off, you guys. Oh, the president of Kenya has the same birthday as Hillary. Interesting. Yeah, spirit is 1776. 1776 divided by 2 is 888. So what that tells you is this has been going on for a very long time. Okay. Yes, we're all debt slaves. That is the whole point. As I shared with you guys, I had a 30-year mortgage a couple times in my life. And it's the most ridiculous thing you can ever do. No one stays in a job for 30 years. No one stays married for 30 years anymore. And you're just simply a ticking time bomb waiting for your life to screw up and to lose your home. Okay. Unless you have lots of money saved. But still, it doesn't even make sense. They reward debt in this country. They reward having children. Okay. Now that's not a bad thing. But the reason why they like for you to have children is because then you create more debt slaves. Okay. And they need that. They know that you're going to have to send your child to college, and you'll do anything that you have to do to send that child to college because they've brainwashed us all into thinking we need college. So they know you'll cash out your 401k or mortgage your house. And they have these poignant stories in the film that show people making great sacrifices for their children. Okay, this is all part of the mind brainwashing. Okay, then what they do is they give you tax write-offs for owning property. Okay, so another thing, like they're wanting you into debt. Okay, this is what they do. If you have no tax write-offs, in other words, if you're a person that makes wise choices and doesn't go into these long-term um, debt, empty pits of debt, then you get no tax write-offs and you pay the highest taxes. Okay, you basically get screwed, and that is the truth. Okay, I live a very simple lifestyle. I live off of very little money, and I love my life. Okay, I have money to do what I need to do. If I and I even can occasionally help others. I don't need a bunch of money because with more money comes more problems. Okay, and that's not a joke. Let's take a look here. All right. Yeah, you guys, you know, I have two children, as I've shared with you, and it's tough. You raise children, they grow up, they go away, divorces happen. Nothing is ever what you think it was. What you were sold in the movies is not what it is. Okay. And yes, you're being fruitful and filling the earth as God instructed us to do. But I think here in these last days, it's gotten different. Okay. It's very difficult to do this. Okay. It's very difficult. Yes, 9 times 6 is 54. Great grab on that. All right. Let's see. Let's pop back over here, you guys, and get through this here. Got some other interesting stuff to show you guys. Reminder, we got a solar eclipse coming up on 3/9, and it is one of these dates we had pulled up here. 3/9 is a 69 day, 69th day of the year with 296 remaining. So we'll be on the lookout for that eclipse coming up. Now, this isn't predicting anything. We're simply looking at things to watch. So I was telling you, we're switching gears a bit here, that I was looking at these 2009 films. Now, the 2009 was a pivotal year because it is the year that Barack Obama was elected into office. But what a lot of people don't understand is that there were other reasons for this being a pivotal year. One, Michael Jackson died. Okay. So it was almost like Michael Jackson died. He was a sacrifice. And then Obama rose to power. See, they have balances of power and the force and all that in the dark side as well, just like in the Star Wars films. In order for someone to rise up, someone else who's great in their mind has to die. Okay. So basically, Michael Jackson went up, but he didn't go up. He went down. But for them, everything's opposite, right? And I thought this was important because in the year that Barack Obama was elected, we have this movie releasing at 96 minutes long. There's our 69. Remember, 2009 is the Hebrew year 5769. 2009 was the Hebrew year 5769. So that's the year Obama came in office and Michael Jackson died. That's a 69 year, you guys. And look at this film is 96 minutes long, which is the opposite of 69. But here's the ringer. Here's the zinger. May 29th. This is Barack Obama's anti-birthday. And I'm going to show you that for review's sake. May 29th. This is nuts. Is the 149th day of the year with 216 remaining. So to find the anti-date, we find the 216th day, which is the mirror date. Now, let's put this in here. Of year. And that is Obama's birthday, which is 8/4. Why is it stuck? Oh, here it is. 8/4. This is Obama's birthday. Now, many of you noted that 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. You guys, there's so much numerological evidence for who Barack Obama is. It's not even funny. Okay. And I'm the anti-Obama. Okay. He was born in 61. 61. 16, 61. See that? Another mirror. Why is 1661 important? 1661, because in the Hebrew year 5761, the World Trade Center fell. In the Hebrew year 5761, the World Trade Center fell. So we have in Barack Obama's birthdays, 216th day of the year, we have a mirror of the 61. Okay. What else do we have here? So May 29th. Why is May 29th important? This is JFK's birthday. Okay. JFK was born on May 29th. Okay. What else do we have here? Let's forward this. I'll be back in the chat in a minute here, you guys. M83. Try to use some of their work in my soundtrack, in some of their soundtracks in my work. You guys, we live in this reality. I'm working on getting music that's independent of the New World Order. You know, some people have raised the question, why do you use soundtracks from their music? And you're right. You know, you're right. I'm working with a Christian man in Facebook, and he's going to try to put together some music, talented artists on the keyboard. Listen, the music is from heaven, but it's what the people have chosen to do with these notes and harmonies. Okay. Make no mistake. God created the harmonies. We co-create with him, almost like birthing a child. Okay. Co-creators in this existence with our Heavenly Father. Some use it for darkness. Others use it for the light. Right. So I'm working on getting some independent music that isn't attached to any artist who has sold their soul to the devil. Okay. Make no mistake, most of them have. So we're working on that. Okay, so back to the 2009, because again, this was a pivotal year, you guys. I just showed you how this film Up is basically all about Obama, okay? His anti-birthday, 5769 is the Hebrew year of this, and 96 minutes long. Look at this. The rainbow balloons. And a 78-year-old man named Carl. 87 is a halfway point to 9/11. Remember, this is Carl. He's got a rainbow bouquet of balloons, and of course, Obama's the rainbow president. But at that time, we had no idea he was going to pass gay marriage. Okay, in the 42nd year after 1973. Bizarre. What else happened in 2009? We had X-Men's Origins, Wolverine. We talked about Lupercalia and how all that fits into this, okay? And this film released on May Day, May 1st, the highest day of Illuminati sacrifice in which it is required, all right? I think that's what I wanted to point out to you guys on this film, at least on May Day. Now, I was watching a couple films. I don't recommend these films. These are kind of like borderline horror, but I wanted to pull out a couple screenshots to you guys. Let's increase this here. This film is called Drag Me to Hell. This released in 2009 as well. Okay. Here's your 29 times 2 is 58. So in the film, they show 29 on a license plate, and they also show a coin that is from 1929. So they're calling out the 58s here already. Okay, remember, this 58 number puts us smack dab in 2016, this current year that we're in, but in a film that was from 2009. Look at this. They know about the 69s. They know that 2009 is a Hebrew year 5769. Why? Because look here in the caption. Opening of the film, it says Pasadena, California, 1969. Now, if that was the only occurrence of this happening, then I wouldn't even be showing it to you right now. But the fact of the matter is, another film that released in 2009, remember Hebrew year 5769, had another 1969 caption in the opening of its film as well. Two separate films, same year, calling out the Hebrew year 5769. Okay? Make no mistake. This is from Drag Me to Hell, the film. I think I stopped watching both of these after the first 20 minutes or so. Um, this one shows us the hexagon. Remember, we just showed you the 58 hexagon game, had 58 hexagons in it, a honeycomb matrix. Well, here's the hexagon again with this Wilshire Pacific Bank. And there's your cube and hexagon surrounding the letters of WPB. See that? So I wanted to show you guys that. This is the film Drag Me to Hell. And look at this. Again, pointing toward Barack Obama. They've got it released also on Obama's anti-birthday. And look at it's 99 minutes. There's your 9966 in the year that Obama took the presidency. Okay. And it's pretty much a story about a curse and like the devil pulling this girl down into hell. Apparently, this film at the time got a lot of look at here's the 1969 here. It was one of the top films of the year. Now, why do we even go over this stuff, you guys? What's the point? I want to review that very quickly here. The point is that these are mainstream. This is all your media. This is your media. Okay. People who try to say that this channel is this or this channel is that are ignoring the log in their eye and trying to find the speck in my eye, because these are the same people that go and watch all these films. These are the same people that go watch the film Up and take all their kids to go see Up, right? Having no idea the occult that is behind these ritual films, okay? So when someone says to you, why do you watch that channel? It's dark, it's this, it's that. You tell them, do you take your kids to Disneyland? Do you take your kids to watch these animated Pixar films? Do you watch sports? Do you watch cable television? What are you into? And when they answer you, you tell them all that you just mentioned is of the occult. And all Enter the Stars is doing is showing you the evil behind the veil so that you can be prepared, so that you do not perish because of lack of knowledge. Now, this is another screenshot from the film Straight to Hell, or whatever the name of that film was. And this is the old lady that puts the hex on. Again, there's the word hex, right? Puts the hex on the girl. And look at the license plate. 9996. 5 plus 1 is 6. There's your 9669. Again, this was in the Hebrew year 5769. This film came out. 69, 69 everywhere. They get it, you guys. They know what's going on. What is this here? Oh, this guy comes out after the girl. She's down in the parking structure, and the old lady attacks her, and she barely gets away. And on the police car, 9/11 is 3/11. Now, this was in 2009, so Fukushima had not happened yet. There's 3/11, and there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9/11 backwards. 9/11 is 3/11, okay? Right when this guy runs out to hug his girlfriend after she survived the attack. Let's see here. Gosh, I guess we made it through all the tabs tonight, you guys. Thanks for hanging in there. I'm going to come in here in the chat and talk to you guys for a little bit while I'm sipping on my coffee. And then we'll finish this up in about 10 minutes, okay? All right. Yeah, I started a little early. I'm sorry, you guys. I changed the time up a couple times. We're going to just do a freestyle right now and just engage you guys in the chat and read through here and answer any questions you guys have for about another 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to scroll up here, see if I missed anything. Deadpool film. Oh, thank you for reminding me. That's something I should probably look into. It's weird. I look at the movie cover poster and I'm like, it just looked like Spider-Man or something, like another sequel of Spider-Man on the movie cover poster. So it didn't like pique my interest. I kind of hit like a dead spot too in terms of decoding films and stuff. There's nothing really out right now that I haven't covered that looks important enough to cover And so I've been looking around. I've considered even looking back at some old TV series, like maybe Lost or Fringe or something like that, to maybe pull some clues out of that. But here's the problem I've run into now, you guys. My eyes are so wide open that anything that I watch, I find the coded imagery, and I can't even watch anything for pleasure anymore. So it's almost like a burden for anything to come in through my senses that is through the digital, because I just see everything. It's like everything's naked to me. And that can be a burden sometimes, because I feel obligated to reveal and expose it, which is another Bible prophecy. Nothing that is hidden will remain hidden in the last days. And share it with all of you so that you guys are not victims to the sorcery. Okay. And that, of course, as you know, those of you that have been on this channel, is our channel. This is what I do each and every day. I expose the enemy. Now, they're not going to let this go on for much longer. The only reason why they let it go on for as long as they have is because they've done a pretty effective job at marginalizing channels like this through censorship and through basically framing me as a crazy person. Okay. Because anyone that comes to watch one of my videos will walk away probably thinking that I'm crazy and all the people in the comments section are crazy. And they figure, yeah, there's probably enough crazy people in the world for this guy to have 30,000 subscribers. But if this channel had 400,000 subscribers, then they'd have a problem. But they'll never let me have 400,000 subscribers because they just continue to censor this channel. And that's how they maintain control. Also, there's so much information coming at me. It's kind of like ADD. I can't I can't keep repeating the same things over and over again to explain this stuff. For those of you guys that have come on this channel and been here and see all my videos, you understand that I don't make this stuff up because you see the pattern repeating over and over. But for someone to just watch one video, they just probably think I pulled these numbers out of thin air. You see, they don't see the repeating pattern. This is where the Holy Spirit comes in. If God wants them to see the truth, if they're ready to see the truth, if their heart is ready to see the truth, they're going to see some kind of synchronicity in their own life. And then they're going to continue on watching, and then they'll see the pattern. If their heart is not ready to see the truth, then they will simply call us crazy in the comments and move on. And that's how this works, you guys. This is how it works. And so I've learned not to carry that burden on myself. I've learned not to try to save every single person that comes on this channel and try to engage every single person who doubts the work here. Okay. I simply go, okay, it is not your time then to learn these things. Okay. It's not your time to learn these things. So, just like Jesus said in the Bible, go from town to town. These are the instructions he gave the disciples. Go from town to town. If they offer you a warm meal and a warm place to sleep, stay. If not, just simply move on. He didn't say get in a battle, an argument, or an ego standoff. He didn't say that. He said simply move on. Okay. The Holy Spirit does all the rest, you guys. I did look at Jupiter ascending. Thanks, George the Greek. Type in Jupiter and enter the stars, and you should be able to find the decode. But it's crazy, like these decodes I've done a year or two ago. I've learned so much more since then, and it's almost like I need to rewatch the film and re-decode it. Like that's how crazy that it's gotten, you guys, with some of the information that's come across. It's crazy. Like my brain is ready to explode sometimes. I do want to share with you guys, and I'm feeling much better. I was not feeling well for an entire month. I had felt like high blood pressure or something, but it wasn't, because when I went to see my mom, when my grandmother passed away, we took my blood pressure and it was 117 over like 80. So it wasn't my blood pressure. Now I'm sharing this with you because this is a testimony to help those of you that are struggling with alcohol. And I was by no means any type of full-blown alcoholic, but I was a moderate drinker. And even as a moderate drinker, I believe that it had profound health effects. So I wanted to share that with you because the media lies to us and tells us that it's okay to drink socially and moderately, right? But I got news for you guys. I was feeling very bad for a very long time. And when I quit, and it was not fun to go through that. And now I feel much better. Feel much better, you guys. So I'm back on track. I'll never go back. And that's where we're at with that. All right. What else do we have in here? We're just doing some freestyle, just answering any of the questions you guys might have. So pop them in the chat and we will continue on. Drink responsibly. I don't even know if there's a responsible way to drink, you guys. I did do a video called The Effects of Moderate Drinking. And unfortunately, that was with my new computer that I had that started having problems. And it was very choppy, but the message is solid if you can get through some of the technical difficulties. It is a video that tells you the raw truth about what drinking does to your body. Okay. Now, for some of you that smoke pot, you're loving stuff like this because I know you guys battle it out with the drinkers. Talk about how horrible drinking is to your body. And you're right. It is. And that was one thing I had to come to terms with at 42 years old, that, my whole life I was brought up to believe that, drinking because it's in the Bible, right? Because Jesus turned water into wine and he wouldn't have done that unless he thought it was okay to drink wine. I was taught that any kind of illicit drugs are horrible for you. And I still have my boundaries with that because I believe there are other effects of other, things. We may or may not call them drugs. Okay. But there are other effects of marijuana and things like that on the mental part of your body. And we won't get into that here on this channel, but I can tell you my experience with drinking, at least, and that is what I have personal experience with. Okay. And so I'm here to tell you, and that's a good video for you guys to watch called The Effects of Moderate Drinking. Go on my channel and type in the words and it should come right up. And I think that is something that everybody needs to see, okay? Because there are physical side effects, very distinct physical side effects that creep up over time, involve your thyroid, involve your blood sugar, diabetes, vision, all of these things lumped in all the way down the line. And I go from head to toe talking about the effects. Now, why even bring that up? Because the doctors, there is some kind of conspiracy. And no doctor ever told me, hey, you're looking a little swollen, or hey, you're carrying some weight on your upper chest, or hey, why are you having pre-hypertension when you play basketball twice a week and you're athletic? Like these are the kind of questions that the doctors just conveniently ignore. It's almost like they don't want to address people who drink. There's some kind of conspiracy, like they're told to stay away from it. Either that or they're not trained to look for it, okay? Because make no mistake, doctors follow protocol. They do very little like freelance practicing of medicine, okay? Everything has to follow a protocol, okay? And there's those small variations on it, but for the most part, they've been brainwashed and trained to practice medicine a certain way, okay? And they have to, because if they don't, they can be sued, right? So they've been brainwashed out of even recognizing the effects of moderate alcohol consumption that lead to people being on medications. And maybe that's the conspiracy. Okay. They'd rather treat the thyroid, treat the diabetes, treat the edema, treat the hypertension, treat the migraine headaches, treat the hemorrhoids, treat the Crohn's disease, and I could go on for an hour and talk to you about all of the things caused by alcohol. Okay. Now, did you just hear what I said? All of those things can be treated with a pill, and all of those things keep you coming back to the doctor. So why would a doctor focus on helping you to quit drinking so that all those things go away? And then you wouldn't have to be in his office. Okay. So that's where we're at with that. Okay, I'm in the chat here. We're freestyling, you guys. quitting coffee and alcohol. Yeah, I do coffee in moderation. Even sleep is disrupted by alcohol. Be the first to tell you. Waking up at 1:30 in the morning, can't go back to sleep. That's alcohol. Okay. Much love to you too, Wendell. Let's see what else we have here. Saw his birthday's on 9/11. Wow, interesting. He's 50. Okay, so there's your. We had Super Bowl 50, and we had Michael Jackson who died at 50. Interesting. Hey, Solar Savage, let's give some shout outs. Monica, Patridge. Stop Psycho Man's very good. Okay, God made our bodies amazing. And our bodies can heal themselves if we just get out of the way. We live like he taught us to live. We follow Jesus' example in the Bible. Do what he did. Okay. Let's see. Much love to you, Juan. Let's get some more shout outs. No master above, no slave below. Be for real. Yep, they make money off of us. Mostly it's codependency. They want us codependent on them. They want us to have to need them. Okay. We must be sober. Yes. In the last days, it's interesting because Case from Independence Day was the hero. And he said, what a hell of a day I picked to stop drinking. That's me, you guys. Then he flew his Hornet into the eye of the spaceship and sacrificed himself. He exposed the eye. He was the beam in the eye, right? Before the beam came out to destroy the base. He flew his eye into the beam. He flew actually it probably looked like a speck. You see how all this is like analogy and allegory? It's all built right into our reality, you guys. If we just open our eyes. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's some X-Men films coming out this year. There's all kinds of films coming, but unfortunately there's nothing right now that I can look at to decode. Because now like I feel like I'm on a roll and I've got so much stuff that I want to do. But this is where we gotta pull up the reins and let the Holy Spirit ride the horse, right? All right, what else we got in here? Problem is we do need them. They own the infrastructure, the IT trick and all that runs everything. We are in this world, but we're not part of it. Just like Jesus went to the different functions in the Bible and was around these people all the time. Obviously, he had to eat food and he had to walk around on their streets and, interact with all of us imperfect people, right? That we just follow his example. Okay. But you didn't see Jesus storing up wealth. You didn't see Jesus with a 401k program. You didn't see Jesus building churches, even though he was a carpenter. You didn't see him collecting money, 10% from anybody. You didn't see him with any material possessions. Not one material possession is mentioned in the Bible that Jesus owned. Not one. You didn't see him giving and receiving gifts other than love. You see all the examples that are set for us in the Bible of Jesus? It's easy, you guys. Try to be like him. That's what I try to do each and every day. Love people. That's how you pay people. You love them. Okay. All right. What Die Hard 3 says that? Let's see. Elias, Cali 524, Lachlan Bird. Guys are longtime subscribers. Love you guys. Randall McMillan. Decode Planet of the Apes. I think I did a decode on that. The new one with Mark Wahlberg. Did a decode on that last year. Look that up, you guys. Is there another one coming out this year? Check this, I believe. Let's see here. Oh boy. OYO, yes. Ooh, owl. And they call us Goyim, OY. It's probably why, because of the OYO of the Toyota. Goyim, it's the prison we live in. We're locked in the prison. They have the knowledge we don't. And for Yahweh, thank you about the firmament, no planets. No planets are actually ever mentioned in the Bible as well. Isn't that interesting? And I believe that it's because the planets we have are like basically stars that have fallen from heaven. I believe they're like the empty shells of the fallen angels, and that these planets are actually like died out stars. Okay, that's my personal belief. I can't prove that, of course. And then they're just up there in orbit, just like floating out there. That's why they name all the planets after gods, right? Because all these false gods are like fallen angels. All right. Somebody's getting a bad connection tonight. Thanks everybody for showing up. Um, Believe it or not, this is the part of the broadcast I enjoy the most, is being in here in the chat section with you guys and just kind of like answering everything. Last Mimsy is a deep movie. Yes, I think I did a decode on that. Mimsy. Maybe I'll re-upload that right now. Last Mimsy. Let's type that in. Guys, gotta ask you for a favor. Mimsy. Nope, I guess not. Huh. Maybe I'll have to rewatch that. It's all about the cube. Okay, you guys, many of you have asked to send money. I do not, please do not send money. Do not send money. Why? Because that's your hard-earned money, and all of us are struggling right now. Okay. My original goal was to have a giveaway on this channel like once a month or once a quarter, and I did it already. And the way that I'm able to give away money is when you guys come up here in your browser, this is your ad blocker. You click on this little stop sign here and you say disable on YouTube or disable on this page only when you're watching my videos. By simply doing that, that puts money in the ad revenue for this channel. That is how we do it. We use their money. Don't send me your money. Use their money. Then I can turn around and do giveaways for people in need. Now, what I'd like to do is do a better job at finding the people that are in need. Now, we had some really nice giveaways a couple weeks ago for some people that really needed it. And I think we got lucky in that regard. But we had some close calls with some people that had never been on this channel before. We found out that maybe we're not who they said they were. And what better way to do that is for a troll to come forward, get the money so that the real people don't get the benefit. So you see what I mean? So it's taught me something that I need to be a little bit more careful. Okay. The intention is good, but I need to be a little bit more careful. So I want to make all of you guys part of that process, but it starts here, turning this ad blocker off when you come to enter the stars. Right there, money goes in the pool and we get to give money away. Apparently, from what I hear, I'm one of the only channels doing this. I'm not trying to toot my horn, but the Holy Spirit impressed it upon me. It says, Casey, if you want to be great and serve the Most High, you need to give back. Okay. And that is my intention. As I tell you guys, all I need is money to pay my rent. And God has blessed me with that ability through YouTube. Pay my rent, put gas in my car, and pay the simple bills that I have. I have no material possessions except for my car. I mean, literally. And so then I thought, okay, as my channel gets bigger, what am I going to do? Am I going to do the right thing, or I'm going to try to, like, be a roller, high roller or something? No, of course not, because that's not what I represent. And as you guys know, the fruit on this channel is good. So what I'm going to do with the extra money is give it away. Okay. And that'll be an amazing, amazing thing, because it's going to show them that we know how to love each other, that we know how to do the right thing, that greed doesn't rule the day. Greed doesn't win. Okay. All right. So let's go back here in the chat. Bless you guys. Bless you, Wendell, Monica. So what we're going to do is we're going to find, and I want you guys to keep this in mind. Send me personal messages or whatever. Let me know of things that we can give to. Okay. I think last time we gave to the puppies and the dogs that were rescue dogs. Okay. That's a good cause. But also we need to probably be finding some people that don't have PayPal accounts, right? Someone was telling me that. Someone criticized me and said, well, why would you give money to people that don't have a PayPal account? And, there's a lot of people on the street that probably needed this money much more than the people that came forward. And I said, listen, what is your PayPal account? I'll put the money in your account and you can go walk it to the people on the street so that I can continue to make videos and spread the word. Okay. Put your money where your mouth is. And of course, I didn't hear back from that person. They didn't want to go do the work to do it, but yet they were here to criticize us. Right. So, yes, I think we should give to the homeless. So people are willing to take that money and take it out to the homeless people. I'll put it in your PayPal account. Okay. I don't have the time to do that because I'm doing this, and that is being like the gap to get the things where they need to get to, right? We all have our gifts. Okay. Okay, back to the chat here. Admiral Byrd's diary. Casey, look this up, please. Oh, that's interesting. That's the guy who went to Antarctica, right? Admiral Byrd's diary. You guys, make no mistake, the Antarctic circle. Is this him? This is it here. Ooh, 1888. Would you get a load of that? Interesting. Wow. Well, we'll be taking a look at that. October 25th, 1888. He died on 3/11. That's Fukushima, right? And 3/11 is 9/11, you guys, just in case you didn't know. This is interesting. This is one bit of synchronicity I thought was pretty unbelievable. Let's minus this down a little bit. This is Casey Station, Antarctica. Now, I don't know if they named this thing after me. Who knows? Watch this. This is Britain. This is in Brown Bay. That's my last name. Let me find where it says Brown Bay. Casey, Baron Casey. Remember I told you guys I had a friend named Baron? And this is like Charlie Brown and the Red Baron, right? Let's find that here. Brown Bay. Oh, here we go. Find Brown Bay. Here we go. So Casey Station is in Brown Bay. Really? That's kind of weird. So I don't know. I believe that the answers to this are falling in Antarctica. Answers to the true nature of our reality in Earth. Now it's interesting. Someone pointed out in my last video, I did a film review on the movie Whiteout, which also released in 2009, right? It released on 9/11, by the way, and it starred Kate Beckinsale. Okay, Kate Beckinsale, and basically, she's a U.S. Marshal, and there's a murder in Antarctica, right? And then she does like a search because she's looking for like the flight records of flights coming in and out to try to solve this murder. Well, she pulls up the dates that she goes to search. It's on February 12th and the 14th. Those are the two dates she looks at. The date sandwich in between is February 13th. That's the day that Justice Scalia died. Scalia, Lupercalia, the wolf. And Justice Scalia calls himself the wolf. He is quoted as calling himself, I am a wolf. You think that's an accident? Now, this is the kind of stuff you think would go viral, but apparently everyone's so brain dead because of their iPhone holograms, right? We just opened this broadcast with that. Apparently they just don't care, They think we're all crazy. In other words, the Matrix has done an effective job at, showing us all as crazy. Oh, here's the diary. Let's see. Dates for the reading. Where's this diary in here? This is Richard Byrd. I'll look into him further, you guys. Maybe not on this broadcast. I need some time to kind of pull him apart and figure out what's going on. All right. What else we have here? Tree size. It's interesting, a lot of people don't understand is that there are some shortcuts around the globe to get from here. I'll show you, right? Let's pull up Google Earth here. I love going into Google Earth because it just shows everything, right? According to them, we live on this round Earth, right? According to the New World Order. Getting some coffee here. We live on this globe Earth, right? And as far back in history, we've been told we live on this globe. Now, I swing this around here. This is supposedly Antarctica, right? Now, what they don't tell you is that if you want to take a direct flight from Australia, this is Australia, upside down, of course, to Chile, let's say, or Argentina, okay? From here to here, let's measure this out. Let's zoom this in. Let's pull this back. Let's zoom this in a little bit. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, that's good. Get a good idea of this. Now, I'm not, there's only one question that I have about the nature of our Earth, you guys. I'm not a flat earther. It's this is easy fodder when the trolls come. You believe in the flat Earth? No, I don't. Sure don't. I don't believe in a flat Earth. I believe in a convex lens Earth. Okay. But here's the flight path. You cannot take this flight from Australia to South America. Why? Because no such flight exists. Okay, even though it's the shortcut. Not to mention any of the flights in the southern hemisphere south of the equator, there are no flight logs showing the actual GPS coordinates of where the planes are once they cross over the oceans. That is a fact. Now, not only that, they try to make the excuse that the southern hemisphere has far less satellites, so the GPS isn't as accurate. So therefore, we don't show the flight path. So you have planes flying across vast areas of ocean that aren't tracked. Guess what drew attention to this situation? What drew attention to it was the flight was it 380 that went missing in the southern Indian Ocean. It went missing right out here. And people are like, well, don't they track these flights? No, they don't. That was the big white elephant in the room. Nobody knew where this flight was because it's not even being tracked on GPS. So what happens when you try to take a flight from Australia to Argentina? Well, what they're going to tell you is, oh, not enough people want to take that flight, so we just do connecting flights to other major hubs. Oh, conveniently, right? So they'll fly you all the way up here. Let's see, where do they go for that flight? I think I remember them going to Hawaii or Los Angeles, somewhere way up here. Then they take the flight all the way back down here. Okay. Okay. Does that make any sense at all when you could just go like this? They spending much more fuel, thousands of dollars more fuel. Okay. I don't care if there's 4 people on the plane. You don't go halfway around the world to get to the same place. Just don't do it. You could do this flight on 1 tank of gas. You don't even need a connecting flight. How do I know you can do this on 1 tank of gas? Because they do it all the time with flights across Russia, for instance. You can take a flight from here to here, and it's like the same distance. Do it all the time. Why won't they do it down here? Because they can't. Then they're going to tell you it's because of the Antarctic Treaty and no planes are supposed to fly over the continent because we're trying to make it green and we want it to be pristine. Do you notice how there's a big white elephant in the room? It's funny because it almost kind of looks like a big white elephant, doesn't it? Okay. You guys starting to get the picture here? All the excuses to not let people fly in and around this area. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Did you do your homework? No, my stomach hurts. Did you do your homework? No, I lost it. Did you do your homework? Excuses, excuses, excuses. All right. And I'm done with excuses. There's something down here they don't want you to see. Let's look at another example. This is even more apparent because there's a lot of people in South Africa. Okay. Remember, South Africa is a developed country. Let's look at South Africa. Okay. Why can't we fly from South Africa to Argentina? Argentina is a somewhat developed technological company. Okay. Country. Sorry. Chile. There's a lot of international business going on between here. A lot of people that own stuff here in South Africa that come over here, okay, to Argentina and Chile. There's a lot of natural resources down here, okay? People that want to jet set from South Africa to Brazil, okay? There's a lot of that going on. Think about the World Cup soccer, for instance, down here in Brazil. What do these people have to do to get there? I'm not sure about Brazil, but I can tell you for a fact there are no direct flights going from here to here. You got to go all the way up to like Morocco and then come down. Or you got to go all the way up to like Europe and come down. Okay. Nowhere does anyone fly over the entire continent of Antarctica. Okay. Nowhere. Now there's all these stations in Antarctica. I just showed you one of them, Casey Station in Brown Bay, right? Let's find Brown Bay. Let's see if that shows up. Brown Bay, Antarctica. Maybe there's clues in here. You never know. Seen stranger things happen. There's Brown Bay. Oh no, that's Brown Antarctic Base. That's not the right Brown Bay. I'm looking for. I know that Casey Station's actually on this mainland somewhere. But you'll notice, okay, has anyone ever been to one of these bases before? Because here's what I'd like to know. Are you allowed to contact all these different stations? Okay. Are you allowed to contact all of these different stations? Okay. That's what I'd like to know. Because if you are, is the resolution of the connection all the same? It should be on all the different channels, or some very weak. Okay, think about this. This is almost line of sight. Like, according to the size of this continent, any of these different bases that are here should have relatively the same reception. There shouldn't be some that are way faded out and others that are very crystal clear. Okay. Now, they'll blame it on storms and all this other stuff. But I believe that this is a ring surrounding the entire Earth. That's just what I believe, you guys. And our Earth is convex and it's raised like a contact lens. It's my personal belief. Let's close this up. Go back in the chat. Casey Brown Station. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I don't know, you guys. Stranger things have happened. All right. Oh, okay. So has anyone been there? But he wasn't allowed to stay too long. Get there on the one either. I'm reading the chat here. Currents were hard to navigate. Casey, what if the North and South poles are the same continent? You know, that crossed my mind. Like, what if we're on like a donut planet? You know, like basically just on the other side of Antarctica is Arctica, and we just can't get through it. I thought about that too. You know, like maybe we're in like a donut planet, like a torus field. I don't know, you guys. It's going to be really hard to figure that out. I just think that it looks like the model of the eye. I think God gave us the map, and it's inside our eyeball. That's just my personal opinion. So, anyone that tells you not to use your brain to try to think and ponder these things, they're trying to stifle free thought. None of us is saying we know for sure that this stuff is true. We're simply trying to use our brains. We already know we're lied to through education about so many other things. Why wouldn't they lie to us about this thing? Okay. So, you know, I encourage people to pray to the Holy Spirit and ask God for revelation and see if it resonates with you. I can tell you when we did those inner eye Earth series. It was like, man, it was humbling and upbuilding how many people were positively affected by this information and how many people came to Christ through this, through their faith being built by just what they felt was the truth, you know? And I feel it is the truth too. And I pray every day that I am not deceived. But again, this is something you have to go to the Holy Spirit. I'll never tell you how to think. Okay. Let's see here. You think Snowden knows? Yeah, maybe that's why they call him Snowden, right? And remember, Ed, that's ED, that's 5-4, right? Like the stars, enter the stars, 5-4, 5T4RZ. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, no one thinks freely. They just think about what's regurgitated, what they've read in a textbook, what they see on the news. They're not actually thinking, because anyone who thinks freely is called crazy. Thanks, Richardinho one. Yeah, so let's see here. Yeah, you know, all this comes down to the fruit. You will know them by their fruit. Okay. And we all have Apple iPhones, Apple iPads. Okay. That's their fruit, bad fruit. But it's a tool. We have to use them. Pilots, what do you think? Any pilots in the house tonight? Pilots. People are like, okay, well, how is it that that all of these pilots that are flying these planes, if there was a convex lens and not a globe, wouldn't they know? Wouldn't they know? And no, because you can still fly all around the planet in a straight line, okay? Because they simply course correct. Everything's run by computers now. You won't even know that you're slightly turning, okay? They stick you on a trajectory, and you can fly. You can still circumnavigate the globe. You still can. You don't even realize that you're slightly turning, okay? Because the distances are so long, right? But you'll notice from north to south, from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere, you know, that's a completely different thing, especially once you get past the 88th parallel, okay? All rules are off, all bets are off. Why aren't there all these rules over Arctica, the North Pole? People, they fly over the Arctica all the time. Why are there no rules up there? Why are all these rules in Antarctica? Why are they trying to keep it pristine when you got Arctica at the top and nobody cares about? You got battleships amassing up there from Russia up in the Arctic. You got drilling in oil, but you got nothing going on in Antarctica. Do you ever ask yourself why? Again, big white elephant in the room. Okay. All right. Check out REM video. Stand and Man in the Moon. Stand in the place where you were. Stand, stand, stand. So watch this. You ready for this? Watch this. Did a video on this. We're going to look it up. Stand. REM. We're going to do this live. Stand in the place where you were. Now watch this, you guys. This is nuts. This video came out. Let's do this first. Okay. There's the video. I'm not going to play the sound. First, I'm going to do this. REM. Stand. Wiki. All right. This film came out recorded in 1988. There's that number again. Okay. 1989. I believe this is when they said the world was going to end in Ghostbusters 2. I just wanted to show you this because this is long before 9/11, right? Now watch this. This is crazy. So here's the video. Stand in the place where you were. What? Is that a kid acting like he's flying an airplane into the Twin Towers? Are you kidding me? In the opening seconds of this video that happened before 9/11, is he going to fly into the towers? Let's see. Let's see. He sure does. And guess what? Bush said, no one would ever have thought that planes would have flown into the towers. And yet we get this imagery repeated over and over and over and over again before 9/11 ever happened. Okay. In case you didn't know, see, they're repeating the twinning reference here. The boy walks from the twins here to these twins, and he flies into the twin towers. He's the plane that flies into the towers. Okay. And this goes on. And this stuff I find all day long. I grew up in this era. This is all just regular stuff, you know, it's just like mindless. Oh, it's just entertainment. It's just this, it's just that. And and then when you look back on it with eyes to see, you see it for what it is. Okay, you see it for what it is. Then you start to wonder, who the hell are these people that hide this stuff in here? Now, I will tell you, I believe the people at the very top know what's going on. I don't know if Michael Stape or whatever his name was and REM know what's going on. Some of them do, like the highest ones in some of the Freemasons and Illuminati. But I believe that there are a few people at the top kind of pulling all these strings. But here's where these people are held accountable, okay? Whether they know what's going on or not, is that they've sold out. They've sold their soul to be used as puppets. Okay. God would not be allowing them to be used for evil and puppets unless they'd already sold their soul. Okay. They have to go through a series of glass ceilings to get this fame, money, and recognition. Okay. And none of it has anything to do with Christ-like qualities. Make no mistake. Christ didn't go around talking about how cool he was and wearing fancy clothes and showing off his riches and wanting recognition from people. It's not how Christ behaved. All right. So when these people behave like that, that is not of Christ. That is antichrist. Okay. So they've already sold their soul, and then that gives the devil the right to use them for his sorcery. Plain and simple, you guys. Plain and simple. I know it's hard because you like some of these people. This is one of my favorite bands growing up. And it was the hardest thing for me to do was to realize that the entire reality, the entire media is all been compromised. Every single last actor. And the ones that they try to make portray as good are bad too, but they're trying to show you the black and the white, the duality, so that you choose one and you're still choosing wrong. Choose one and you're still choosing wrong. All right, let's see here. It's the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, we covered that in the beginning, Monica. So, yeah, it is the end of the world as we know it. Like maybe they're going to disclose the true shape of the earth, or maybe it's going to be alien disclosure. Let's go in here. Flat Earth, Illuminati card. Okay, so here's the Flat Earth Illuminati card. And what they say here is that we're onto something. People laugh, but the flat earthers know something. We know something. Okay. And what I think it is, it's not flat, it's convex lens. Okay. That's what we know. But they're never going to tell you the whole truth. Okay. But this is what's going on. Part of what we're saying is right. It's not a globe. That's what we know for sure. But it ain't flat either. See the black and the white, the duality? They give us two options that are both wrong. Globe or flat. Now, you think it's a mistake that all this flat earth stuff came out? And they've got all these channels that are backed seemingly out of nowhere, just arrived on the scene talking about a flat earth. It's not flat. That's all done by design to confuse you. It's in the middle. It's somewhere in the middle. It's convex lens. Let's see here. Back in the chat. Look at, we have 158 watching. There's our 58. My bro is a pilot. You're right. He has been trained work only on globe model. Won't consider any other theory. Brainwashed through years of school. Thinks I'm nuts. Yes, they're going to think we're nuts. Earth is not flat or round. Yes, it's neither. Research photonics. Yep. Concave, yes. Film level 13. Now I've done this, let's see here. Let's pull this up. Inner eye model. I'm going to do a quick overview of this for you guys. Images. Okay. This is crazy. I get chills every time I cover this, you guys. I get chills. Here's the Antarctic ring right here. Bam. There it is. Okay. This is called, what is this called? The ciliary body. Okay. This is surrounding this is the back of the lens of the eye. Okay. These are the four angels, the four corners of the earth. Okay. Okay. Ciliary body is the ring around the convex lens. What is the convex lens? Let's take a look here. This is the UN flag. And here it is. This is the ciliary body right here. These leaves that they show here. This is the ciliary body, okay? Just like that. Just like we see right here. Right here. See that? It's white, big white wall. That's Antarctica. And then this is the Earth. This is the back of the lens. The only thing we're not seeing here is that this is convex, so the middle is pointing up, is closer to you than the edge. It's like a hill. It's a hill. It's an upside-down contact lens, okay? And the Earth is projected around and on it. And then all around this edge is Antarctica. Or it could be that we only are on a portion of it. So maybe Antarctica is just down here in one of these corners. I don't know yet, okay? But based on the inner eye model, it probably is like a ring surrounding it, okay? So then you have the back side of the lens. Let's see if this model shows it. Here's the ciliary body, and right in here is nestled like the lens. This is the inner part of your eye. Now watch this. Let's see, control minus. Now what happens is your, let's see here, inner eye diagram. So let's do this. Let's download this, save image as, desktop. Got it there. Let's pull this up and let's rotate this around. Blow it up. We're going to rotate this. Okay. I believe we live right on the surface of this hill here. Okay. Ciliary body goes around. That is your Antarctica going around. And then, of course, the stars are in this firmament. All up here is the firmament. Okay. The stars are embedded in the firmament, like the Bible says. Okay. You got the four angels in the four corners of the earth, which are the four muscles. And then there was an angel that came out of the east. This is in Revelation. That is, there's another muscle that swings around here. So there's like 5 muscles that surround the front of the eye. Then we have this is the tree of the knowledge of good. And in your other eye is the knowledge of evil. Good eye, evil eye. If one eye causes you to sin, gouge it out. Okay. Don't look at the speck in my eye when you have a beam in your eye. Beam comes in through the front of the eye because it's bigger. Okay. That's where the beam can fit, because the beam is this outside world that deceives you. The speck is inside, the remnant inside your hyaloid canal, which runs from your optic nerve here down to the surface of the planet. The narrow gate to heaven, the narrow gate, is through this. There's a hyaloid canal, it's called, and there's a remnant inside of it that's left over after you're born. The blood vessel, a single strand, just breaks away and deteriorates, and you can actually see it as a floater sometimes. Okay, I have floaters, so I believe that maybe that's what it is. It started bothering me after college, and I always thought about it. Well, now I know what all this means. You see, The narrow gate, the wide gate for the beam, the narrow gate for the remnant, right? The speck, right? This is the Red Sea that was parted. The Red Sea was parted. It's all red in here, right? This is the Red Sea. The remnant of the Israelites were followed by the ark. This is the ark. It's a bow. It's an ark. The Ark of the Covenant led out of Egypt. This is Egypt down here looking out. The image comes in like a pyramid. That's the Egyptian pyramids at Giza. Image comes in like a pyramid. It's reversed. It's upside down. It's projected on the back of this wall. Reversed by your lens, right? Came out of Egypt from the sin, being born into sin, causing you to sin out the outside world. The kingdom of heaven is within. And I'm going to show you why. Now, this is going to blow you away. No one else is talking about this, you guys. This is the truth, I believe. He led them out. The Ark of the Covenant was in the lead, right? Leading them through the Red Sea. Pharaoh came after them. And then they pass into here, the remnant. They would be the bloodline of Jesus to come. Okay. The Exodus, the narrow gate to heaven. Now, what's up with this tree? This is the tree. See, it's the retina. It's blood supply, the life force of the world. Okay. The planets are all in here in this void, spinning around. Okay. I believe they're stars that came out of the firmament, fallen angels. The book of Enoch says each of us has a star in heaven. Okay. When you are bad, your star like turns off. Okay. And then the fallen angels each have a star too. It says the angels and people have a star that represents you in heaven. It beams based on your righteousness. That's how brightly it shines. Okay. So the fallen ones fell out of the firmament, and that's like the dead planets. Because remember, there's no planets mentioned in the Bible. So they must be stars that are dead. Okay. Then their spirits came down onto the earth. Okay. Now, we talked about on this channel where if you cut this lens in half, it's got all these, it's a hexagon matrix, just like we see in the real Earth. There's these hexagonal features coming up out of the ground in the Devil's Causeway in Scotland and Mammoth, Devil's Postpile. Actual hexagonal features coming out of the ground. This is the honeycomb. Let's blow this up a little bit. The walls, when you cut these walls, do a cross section, again, honeycomb hexagonal matrix in these rods and cones. And this is the dome. Okay. The stars are in here. In the movie Hunger Games, she shoots the arrow up and it breaks through the dome, right? And then like there's a line connecting it. Okay, that's the hyaloid canal. The hyaloid canal is not shown here, but in other models, they show the hyaloid canal. Now, what happens when you get back here? You guys are wondering, okay, what happens when we get past this, okay? And we go into heaven. Watch this. Let's close this. Let's close this. I'll be back in the chat in a minute, you guys. Actually, I should probably do that now. All right. You guys want me to continue on this, or you guys, let's see. And I wear glasses too. See, God is revealing this because he wants to build your faith in the last day so you believe in him. You don't buy the lie that he doesn't exist, okay? That's why he wants you guys to know this, okay? Let's see. All right, causes Saturn. Yes, all the hexagonal manifestations in this reality, snowflakes, honeycombs of a beehive, snake skin, that's all a manifestation of Saturn. We're ruled by Saturn. He's a ruler of the air. And we all have like part serpent in us. That's why Jesus had to bring his pure blood to correct us. That's why he's the only way out. Okay. All right, here we go. So what happens when we get past the backside? We're going into the brain, right? Watch this. Optic nerve diagram. Now we mapped this whole thing, you guys. We mapped this. And be honest with you, it creeped me out a little bit that God was revealing these things to me, because and I'm just a man, you guys. Make no mistake. I have some of the same problems and issues that you guys do. I'm not perfect, but I love God and I stand up for him no matter what. No matter how many people try to criticize me or make me feel stupid, or I don't care. Okay? I work for God. So therefore, he just reveals these things to me, but it doesn't make me better than anybody. Okay? All right. These are your eyes. They cross in the middle. These are optic nerves that come out of the back of the eye. So we're continuing the path, right? We just showed you the crossing of the Red Sea. Okay, all that. Before we continue to make the story complete, we're going to show you this inner eye diagram. I have a video. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's pull up this. And we're going to do this. And we're going to say womb diagram. Okay. All right. This is crazy, you guys. Womb. Okay, here's the womb. Okay, we're going to view. Whoa. Come on. View image. Let's let this clear up. We're going to go like this. Oh, darn it. Why is that doing that? I guess it's okay, that's better. Okay, we're going to go like this. We're going to go like this. And, oh, man, now my computer decides to run slow. They don't want you ever to realize this, okay? This is the truth. All right, ready for this? Now, I have a video out. It's got about 350,000 views on it right now. 1/3 views. For some reason, they're allowing it to go viral, and I'm glad it's going viral. It's not one of my best videos, but it has the truth encoded in it. Okay. Remember the Russian dolls that are embedded inside of one another? Here's the source. Okay. This is the original creation, and I'm going to get into the inside of the brain, but I wanted to show you this, guys, this first. This, I believe, is the greatest truth in the entire history of mankind. Okay, that has been kept from humans. The womb is an analogy of your eye. This is the cervix. For those of women that have been pregnant that are watching this right now, the cervix expands and contracts to allow in the light of the world, which is your child. Over here on the eye, the iris expands and contracts to allow the light from the world to come in. The child is upside down. The image comes in and is reversed upside down. This here is your placenta, which nourishes the child inside. This here is your retina, which provides the blood flow and nourishes the world inside. There's amniotic fluid inside of here. In here, there is the vitreous humor, which is the fluid of life inside the eye. Okay. See where this is head? The crown, the child crowns your crown in heaven. But we are born into sin. You see, we're born into this sin. The Bible says. Okay. What else do we have here? I think that's about it. So here's the stop point, how we're birthed into this world, but we're birthed into sin right now because Eve ate of the tree. She ate of this tree, putting us in the eyes of good and evil. Her eyes were opened. The lens cap came off of the camera. Her eyes were opened. But then her eyes deceived her, you see. This is what happened. Basically, she took the option of going into an alternate reality, which we are locked in right now. We're locked in an alternate reality. Okay. Now watch this. Let's go deeper into the brain here. Now I have a series of the inside of the brain of the optic nerve. Why would God encode all this into our body? Because it cannot be touched by the enemy. He does not have the power of creation like God does. Okay, where was that? Go optic. Here it is. Optic nerve crossing. Okay. So we just made it outside the back of the. Oh shoot, that's what I wanted to do. Oh man. Okay, back to this. Oops. All right. How long does a human child? Let's find a cute picture. In the womb, it is 40 weeks after menstruation. 40 weeks after the last menstruation. Well, how long were the Israelites in the wilderness? 40 years. 40 years. Let's pull this up here. Guys, I'm getting chills right now. This is nuts. Man, I don't think I've done this from front to back like this before, but we're going to do it now. Whoops. Oh, come over here. Here it is. We're doing this from front to back. 40 years. They were in the wilderness. Are you ready for this? The hyaloid canal. Remember, it's the narrow gate. This is the Red Sea. They were in this narrow gate for 40 years before they made it to the promised land, right? 40 weeks. I believe this hyaloid canal is the umbilical cord. That's the analogy there. Umbilical cord, hyaloid canal. Let's find a picture of the hyaloid canal so you guys can see that I'm not making this up. Gentleman contacted me and said that he was the great grandson of this the guy who discovered this hyaloid canal. Said he was the great grandson, and that I don't know what he told me. I can't remember. Anyway, this is the hyaloid canal. Okay, let's do this. Let's look at this one's a good one, I think. Let's save image. Okay. Desktop, save. Let's pull this up. All right, so here's the hyaloid canal. Let's zoom this in. Now remember, let's turn it around. There we go. 40 weeks, 40 years, okay? From through into the promised land, okay? Their narrow gate, parting of the Red Sea. Now, how many days did it rain in the flood? Remember, this is all filled with fluid. Remember, we're comparing this to the womb too. So we got fluid, we've got a womb. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights during the flood. How many days was Jesus fasting in the wilderness? 40 days. You see this? You see the timeline in history? We have flood. We have Israelite Exodus. We have Jesus. 1, 2, 3, complete. The Exodus. Wow, I'm getting chills. Now, what else do we have here? Let's go inside the brain now. Sorry, I just had to make it right, you guys. We had to do this complete. Now, here's the cross. This is where Jesus was crucified, okay? Your optic nerves cross. So we made it out of the eyes. We're now into the brain. We're getting closer. Where is vision processed? At the back of the brain. This is where vision is processed. believe the cerebellum is where God is, like in a figurative sense. Obviously, he's not really there, but he mapped it in our bodies. I want to make that clear. People are telling me, you're trying to say God doesn't know. God fully exists. He's mapping out our reality. You can't get there except through, there's only one way to the Father, and that's through Jesus. This is in the Bible. It is written. Only one way to the back of the brain, and that's through the cross. Here's the cross. Guess what's near the cross? The pineal gland is near this crossing of the optic nerves. Okay? Let your eye be single, and your whole body will be full of light. This is in the Bible. The eye is the lamp of the body. That's what it says. Let your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. Jacob saw a place. He saw God. A place was called Peniel. Okay? It's all in the Bible. Now, there's the cross. This is where Jesus was crucified. Okay, for those biblical scholars out there, when Jesus was crucified, who was at his right and his left? Two thieves. I'm going to check in on you guys, make sure we're still connected. You guys are awful quiet over there. Good stuff. Good. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for keeps losing sound and freezing. Gosh, that's weird. Oh, maybe I need to close some of this stuff. I think they're messing with us, you guys, already. See, they don't want you to know this. What is this? That's that. Let's close up whatever we don't need to. Man, knew this was going to happen. They don't want you guys knowing this stuff. I don't want to have to re-record this. Okay, let's do this. Give me a minute here, you guys. Sometimes this computer does this. We'll get back on track in a minute. And all right. All right. Back to this. All right. So who was next to Jesus when he was crucified? Yeah, this video will post, you guys, after we're done here. Oh, man. Dang it. What is going on here? See, this is why I don't like this computer, because this thing gets frozen. And we have to keep closing this program here to make it do what it's supposed to do. Okay, some people are not having issues. Okay, good. That's good to hear. All right. So who was next to Jesus when he was crucified? Okay. Obviously, there were two thieves. For those of you with eyes to see, you know who was next to Jesus. Let's close this up. Optic nerves crossing. Here it is. Who were the two thieves, you guys? The two eyes. What did Jesus say to one thief? You will be with me in heaven or paradise, is what he told one thief. That was the good eye. Why? Because he believed in the Lord Jesus Christ and was saved, regardless of what happened the other part of his life. He was forgiven by simply believing in the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay. Do you remember in the Bible, there's like a post, and the Israelites had to look upon it in order to be saved? Well, I believe that's kind of an analogy. Like Jesus is now the new thing to look upon and believe in to be saved. And through that simple act of letting go, by the simple act of submitting, you are showing him that you love him, okay? But he can't help you if you don't believe. Now, the Bible is full of examples of people, God telling people to follow a simple instruction, like in Egypt. Mark your doorpost, do this, do that. A simple instruction that sounds trivial, but what it's doing, it's showing your level of submission to him. That's all it's doing. It's a symbol, okay? So it's not outside the realm of possibility that if you truly believe in Christ and God knows it in your heart, through that act of believing in him, that can actually save your life, okay? It's the simple truth, you guys. It's the simple truth. Now, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the brain. We're not going to get into that tonight, you guys. I have a whole playlist on the brain, and there's even more stuff. The 12 elders are in here, 144,000, the two trees and the candlesticks. All of the stuff from Revelation is in the brain. So I recommend that you guys check that out. Gosh, this looks like a smiley face. Maybe this is why the Masons use the smiley face. Look at this, you guys. Here's the cheeks. This is the optic nerves smiling, and the nose here, and the two eyes. I think we just solved the smiley face just now. Pretty interesting stuff. Okay, let's close this out. I'm going to come back in the chat, and I'm probably going to wrap this up. I think we've been going for quite a while, you guys. Let's close this. Yeah, this will post. It usually takes about 20 minutes to post, you guys. Share it around. You can timestamp where you want people to watch. There's a timestamp thing on here. Let me see here. So you go to the share button here, and then when you share it, you can say start at. So you check mark this, and you put start out. So if you want people to hit certain portions of it and not have to look through the entire video, you can do that. And then just share this right here. You can share it Tumblr, Twitter, Google Plus, Facebook. Share away, you guys. Let's go back in the chat here. Close some of these windows up, and I'll be back with you guys. So I believe this is our Earth, you guys. I believe this is it. Let's close this. I'm gonna leave that up because we're gonna cover Richard Byrd next. You guys said the diary of Richard Byrd. If there's anything else you guys want me to cover, we can do that. Thanks, Robert E. Lee, for coming in. Appreciate you guys. Been here for a couple hours now. Let's see when we start. Why is this frozen still? Thanks you guys for coming in. Paul, Panda. Who else do we have in here? Professor Piente, thank you. D Magen 777, Ramo 251. Yeah, Psalm 91. When is the next chat? And we're gonna try to do this on Sunday, you guys. It's amazing because these chats are basically a conglomeration of stuff you guys send me, you guys. I mean, of course, the eye review and the brain and all that, that's stuff that I've worked on. It's kind of a recap. A lot of it's stuff you send me, and then I feed it back to you, because it's the truth. It's an amazing thing how we all resonate with each other, and it's like a feedback mechanism, and then we all find it because it's a body of Christ to get to the truth. It's a pretty amazing phenomenon that we're involved in. It's faith building, gives us all something to look forward to, and it's a lot of fun for me. It's a lot of fun. But so what happens is over the course of the week, I just start pulling up tabs and going, yeah, this is something I want to share with these guys this week. And then when the time comes, I just hope that I can get it all straight. I just hope that I can present it in a manner that's easily understandable. Okay, that's my biggest challenge. Is I want to do the best job to present the information. I already know the truth. I already know what I believe and what I want to say, but it's a matter of projecting it so that as many people as possible can see it and believe it. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to do this next Sunday, probably maybe do 5:30. Seemed like more people were able to come on at 5:30 Pacific. So that's 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, on the East Coast. Let's see here. Sarah, Casey, a second. What did Juan say? Look at photonics. What is photonics? Let's see here. Let's look it up. Photonics. I love sharing this knowledge because it shows you guys too how to do your own research. You can see all the tools that I use. Okay, here's photonics, the science of light, photon generation. Oh, this is just like CERN, right? Let's see here. Oh, okay, so we have like a prism. We have the prism. This looks like the what is it? That album cover. One of those guys. Interesting. Spectrum of light, rainbow, 42 degrees. All rainbow may be viewed at a 42-degree angle. That also happens to be like the God number. Okay. When you're 42 years old, it is a God hour in your life. We have a whole series on the God hours. We calculated it as closely as we could. It had an amazing revelation. And when everyone started calculating their God hour in their life, um, they actually had these life-changing events that happened in that 42nd year of their life. And that was like really faith-building experience we'd all talked about. Some people had gotten a divorce that changed the rest of the course of their life. Some people had lost someone very important to them. Some people, mostly it was all positive stuff that happened, like a transformation, like coming out of a cocoon for many people. If you want to see that series of videos, simply type in Enter the 5T4Z and God Hour. And it was like 5 videos we did on that. You can look in the comments and see all of the amazing stories, guys. And again, it's something no one else has done. God Hour. Like, who would even think to do that? For God, a day is 1,000 years. So we did an hour. It's 42 years. And it just so happens that 42 is the the actual angle that you could view a rainbow. Interesting, isn't it? God will never flood the earth again. The rainbow doctrine, right? Watch this. This is nuts. Ready for this? Okay. Let's see here. Man, this thing's bugging me down here. This thing won't go away. Okay, so God put a bow in the clouds, right? And that was the covenant that he made with Noah, that he would never again flood the earth. Remember, this is the flood, 40 days and 40 nights, 40 weeks of gestation for the child in the womb, 40 years in the wilderness for the Israelites, and 40 days for Jesus in the wilderness, right? Remember the three, the triad or whatever. So what's up with that? We have, where was I going with that? The flood. Oh, the rainbow in the clouds, right? Now, many people have noted, wow, a rainbow can actually go 360 degrees sometimes. Isn't that weird? It's almost like the boundary of the firmament showed to us through only when water is present, right? Vitreous humor. It's like he's trying to tell us something. You can only view a rainbow at 42 degrees. Your God hour in your life. What else? I did a video where I showed the angle of this. I think it's the center of the lens to the top, and the angle of this is 42 degrees. It's almost like he's showing us the truth. Look up 42, enter the stars, and you can find the videos I did on the number 42. There's clues in there. See, so we live in here. We're trapped in these two trees, good and evil, right and left eyes. We have to get back into here, into the Father. But we can only go through Christ, through the crossing, through the cross. Okay. The pineal is your antenna. It's nothing more. You can't get saved by decalcifying your pineal and all that and focusing on all the new age stuff that they have out there for the pineal. You simply recognize that's your antenna to your spirituality, to Christ. And in doing that, you recognize that you know who God is now. Okay. You get it because you encoded it. You loved him enough to find him within inside of you. The kingdom of heaven is within. That's what he wants from us. You realize your life's broken. You realize this mercantilism, Mercury system of money is never going to work. It's a house built on sinking sand, which is time, the hourglass of sands of time. And we need to build our church on the rock, right? The rock, which that could be like the lens is kind of like a rock, right? I guess. All right, let's pop back in here. I'm rambling now, you guys. All right. What else do we have here? I'll look into these two, you guys. I got those in the tabs already. We might present these next week based on what I find. We're going to look at the diaries of Bird, Antarctica, and we're going to look at photonics, see if we can get any more insights on this stuff, you guys. Okay. Let's see here. I met him. Heard a lot about him. Yeah, he's all around us. It's built into our creation. Keep going. Kim says, keep going, keep going. Kimmy, Camellia. She likes when I say that's the culture club. So, Kim Smallwood, big shout out to her. You guys, so many of you. I love you guys, each and every one of you. And I don't get to tell you all, each and every one of you, how much I care about you. But again, you make this channel, and that's all that matters, that you're here and hungering for truth, and that we're all gonna get there because we're bearing good fruit, right? Loving one another, keeping our hearts pure as possible, and trying to find and know our creator better. Okay, because religion isn't telling us stuff. They know what this stuff's about, those at the top. They'll never share it with us because they want to have control over us still. All right, let's see here. Check out Metropolis, to the soundtrack of Pink Floyd, which okay, Pink Floyd. I'm glad I gave up TV. I won't lie, I've been on Hulu. Yeah, I watch this stuff to decode it, and that's always fun to do. I think that's fine, but I don't watch TV either, you guys. Let's see here. Let's get holy. I'm reading through the comments here. Yeah, you don't understand what I can die for the sins of another. Lie with the man dying across for everybody's sins. I think we've pretty much proven that no one else could have designed the inside of your eye the way I just described it. And there's no way the people in the Bible would have known the inner anatomy of your eye and your brain 2,000 to 4,000 years ago when the Bible was written. So I think it's safe to say that this is divine, and that God revealed this map of the Bible that's inside of our brain and our eyes to us now so that we could have faith, because only a God knew what the inside of your anatomy of your eye looked like in such detail, down to the hyaloid canal inside of your eye, which is a very thin strip, a thin membrane with one blood vessel running through it. Okay. So this pretty much proves there's a God. Okay. Unless you believe in like ancient aliens that were like super smart that might have known the anatomy and like made a fake Bible. But then that's the deception. Okay. You don't want to believe that. Trust me. Because where there is great evil and deception, because if there was aliens that had all this knowledge back then, if you want to believe that, then think how depressing that would be, that they've been hiding all this from us all this time. Okay. And that they're probably evil because they've had us all enslaved and we die. If they had all this knowledge, well, wouldn't they have used it to cure cancer and help people live forever? I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that God made the Bible and encoded all this stuff, and that he revealed it to us in the last days so we could have the faith that we need to get through what's coming. Make no mistake. And that's where we started this broadcast. The end of the world as we know it is coming. They've told us it's coming. Now, what are you going to believe? Ancient aliens knew the knowledge and made a Bible? Or are you going to believe God made the Bible and that there's a way out of this mess? I'd rather believe there's a way out of this mess. That's where I'm hedging my bets. Okay. Now, if you want to believe the alien deception and go with their version of this reality and the history, go right ahead. But the word has been preserved. The word has been preserved. Okay. All right. So that was a person. I'm not going to call him a troll. He had a differing opinion, but I had to break it down. Okay. Because people are like, I just showed you a miracle right now. I just showed you the map of the Bible compared to the anatomy inside your body. And that if you can't see something that simple, then there's no hope. There's no hope for certain people. They're just never going to believe. Okay. There's going to be no denying it at this point. All right. Yeah, and it's interesting. I was looking into eye color and stuff because that fascinated me. I have a couple videos on that. Polychromia, eyes of with an iris with two different colors in it, which is what I have. It is a genetic thing. I was like, how does eye color fit into all this? And so I was kind of contemplating that, and that was kind of neat. If you guys have any insights on eye color, I do have a subscriber who's like an optometrist or works with an optometrist who's got a lot of amazing insights that he shared with me. Pretty neat. I got a couple of optometrists that are kind of fascinated with my eye stuff that we revealed here, and always look forward. Oh, don't you think it's funny? Back to the 40s. I'm jumping around a little bit. What is it when you have perfect vision? It's 20/20. What's 20 plus 20? It's 40. And again, there we are back to the 40s, right? Now, I believe Jesus was 40 when he died. That's a whole nother video. If you want to look at that, I have a playlist called Jesus was 40 when he died or something like. Oh, it was called The 40-Year-Old Virgin, I think it was called, because they were making fun of Jesus in that movie. Make no mistake. Okay. But that's a whole nother, thing you pray about to the Holy Spirit to reveal the truth. But I went through the whole thing, went down that rabbit hole, and I believe he was 40. Okay. All right. Yeah, everything's frequency. Look into somatics, you guys. Somatics. It's basically using sound to create shapes. Sound run through a medium such as like water or sand will self-organize that sand or water into geometric shapes. And that is how snowflakes are formed, I believe. And that's because Saturn is sending its frequency out of this planet. It keeps us locked in sin, locked in sign, locked in time. He rules the air. He sends us frequency out from Saturn, and it manifests the honeycombs. It manifests the snowflakes, all that stuff. Okay. Somatics is an amazing. I don't know how long somatics has been around, but if you look up sematics, here, I'll type it in here so you can see it. Caps lock sematics. That's how you spell it. Sematics. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Bring it back. Anyway, that's what it kind of looks like. I meant to stay in here. Hope this doesn't mess it up. Okay, so that's sematics, and it's basically sand, water, and that is okay. So in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Okay, so he breathed. He probably like shot like sound like he hummed the people into existence and organized the matter, the atoms. Adam is the first man, and he's made up of atoms, right? And then like he breathed into us the matrix. So we are, this creation is all of us, and God is holding us together through his breathing and his you know he basically breathed into existence through sound, the word, right? And that's how we're all held together. This is why when people deny God, you're basically killing yourself. Okay, you're cutting off your own umbilical cord. You're cutting off your own hyaloid canal. Okay. Now, this is interesting because, as I told you guys, the hyaloid canal within the eye immediately starts to atrophy as soon as you come through the birth canal as a newborn child. It atrophies and it disappears. Okay. Its purpose in the womb was to feed the lens of the eye, like to nourish it and develop the lens. Okay. That's the whole purpose. Now, why does the lens need its own blood source versus the rest of the eye? That's a good question, you know? So, and why doesn't that blood source continue? Okay. Like, that's the question. It's almost like the hyaloid canal was the child's connection to God in the womb, back to the inside. The kingdom of heaven is within, right? And then you got to ask yourself, okay, so now that we know that hyaloid canal atrophies and disappears after birth, that child is very much a living, breathing creature and soul within the womb. So now you know why God hates abortion. Okay. You see? Um, so this stuff goes deep, you guys. All right. Let's see here. Good group tonight, you guys. I'm so glad you guys are able to come on. It's Sunday night. I don't want to stand here too long because I don't want to keep you guys all night. I know you guys got stuff to do. Kids got to get ready for school tomorrow. Answer a few more questions and then we'll go ahead and check out. You guys have anything else for me? See the soul. Yes. The lamp of the body. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. It is written. I'm going to definitely be doing a lot more work on CERN. I know there's more things to unlock with CERN. I'll try to work on that this week, you guys. All of the events surrounding it, yeah, melanin. So melanin. Steve Invisible asked a question about melanin. Melanin is in a dance with serotonin. Okay, during the day, your serotonin levels are up, and it rules the day. During the night, melanin levels are up. It rules the night. Okay, and don't you think it's interesting that you only dream when you're having rapid eye movement? And we just covered REM, the group, rapid eye movement, only when you're dreaming. Okay. So there's this dance of serotonin and melatonin. One is a white substance and one is a dark substance, the black and the white. Okay. And they're in this dance. Yeah. Sandy wants me to stay longer. Uptick of black goo. Yes, I believe the black goo is probably representative also of the melatonin. Melanin is what makes our skin dark. Melatonin is what makes us go to sleep. See? So let's go up here in the chat. Let's see. Sriracha says, thanks for the donations that I did. Much love to you guys. We're going to do more of that. The way it works too with earnings on YouTube is basically during certain times of the year, advertisers pay less money. This is one of those times of year where things are down right now. But then there's other bigger months where things are better. So those are the months where I'll be doing some giveaways. Of course, I'm going to save a little bit so I make sure my rent's paid in the slow months. But that's the plan, you guys. That's the plan. When this channel gets up to 100,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing bigger giveaways. You see, so that's how this works. But all that depends on you guys and helping getting the word out and getting people to subscribe up and just being out there and being soldiers to get this information to people, you guys. No one else is covering this. And people are either going to think I'm crazy or they're going to get it. Okay. Melancholy has same as that, Casey. Yes. Melon. Anytime you see this melanin, melancholy means sadness. I did a decode on the film Melancholia. That is one of my best decodes. Melancholia. It's a film. Go hit that up on here. I think I did 2 videos on that. How can we get you more ad revenue? Richard Dino says, yeah, and I'll just do a quick repeat. Just come over here to this ad blocker in your Firefox and just disable it when you come to my channel, watch my videos. When you do that, it helps with ad revenue. What happened is a lot of people have ad blocker on right now. And so they've basically then no revenue comes to the channel because no ads are being viewed, right? But if you undo the ad blocker, then it automatically helps out with that. Yeah. Yeah. Man, what a great show, you guys. So glad you guys all came on tonight. Love you guys. I hope that they don't hit us with a copyright for showing that hologram video in the beginning, but we're going to give it a shot. If so, I might even just cut that part of the video off so it can be published and you guys can all see this upload so you can get this shared, okay? Melancholy is on Netflix right now. Interesting. Let's see here. Blind male affiliates here. What? Let's see here. All right. Okay, guys. I need to get some water. Much love to you guys. Take care and be safe.